Good. Here we are. Nice. What the hell? Okay, something's messed up here. I'll be right back. And there we are. Can you all hear me? Uh-oh. No response?
What?
Okay, you can hear me? So
Yep. Everything is working.
Yep.
I was having a bit of a connection issue here, it seems, so I had to log out and back in again. So tonight we have some special guests at 1915, 1930. Mike Gabriel and Heinz Markus Gräsing will hopefully show up so we can discuss the server situation. Until then, I hope that Yui can work on Mellum again.
I am
And
doing
I'll-
it now.
Fantastic, and I'll take a look at the live builds. I'm a little bit technically incapacitated today because my laptop keyboard is giving up the ghost. Some keys stop working from time to time, so I have to use an external keyboard, which I need to rest somewhere in front of it or on top of it because I don't have much space here. And I'll have to see how I can do this. So, SSH. At and bigger font. So just like yesterday, we are not streaming live, but we will be recording this and it will be available on YouTube later on. Okay. Let's go. Set the ISO hybrid image and what flavor? Oh, right, I can. So, Buster build. Oh, let's try this one. Bastard is open box based image. This is going to be for AMD 64. And we set it to ISO hybrid. Let's just see what parameters I need. Okay. He should be good to go. Oh, and there was one package I still need to check. Install live build. That's something I do need to take a look at first. So let's share the screen. Window, console window. Here we go. So we need to take a look at this file. See. Okay, looks like this line is still present. Oh, it's a little different. Okay. Okay. So we need to change this line. It now looks like this. So copy. There we are. Okay, grab. And I do not want to record this. Stop this recording shit. This. Come on. Like so. And this one has copy. And this now needs to like this. And and finally here. Oh wait. So that is wrong. Like so. And this one goes here. Copy, paste. This should do it. These need to be on the same line. These. Okay. This should replace this thing. Yeah, I think that should work. So let's start the first build. Time it. And redirect this to standard and let's see. This should not be taking so long. I wonder if I have a typo somewhere. It's blocking the script. It's not file size. I have an issue here. Oh, is git X2Go org down once again?
It's living on email.
So
Well, I
let's
am
see
false
what.
here.
I wonder what's. Okay. Ah, I see what I did wrong. Okay. Okay. I should specify the file I wanted to check. I need this file. Copy. Insert. Like this. And this checks for the presence of these parameters. x86 size. Oh, why are these inverted? That looks right. No, they're not. All right. Time to have another go at it. Looks like I lost the connection to my server. Let's have a look. This is mildly annoying. There we are again. So back on this one and back to the screen sharing. All right, I should not be doing this. Is this? I'll do this. Hmm. So hmm. That's wrong. So let's do this. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oops. My screen sharing is gone. It's not good. That is not good. Ah, there it is. Okay, so while this machine is compiling the image, I decided to log on to the power machine that where we stopped yesterday, and I verified that it works. I decided to shut it down now, and now I'm waiting for Mihai to return tonight so he can create a snapshot image and give it an appropriate name. I do know how to create the snapshot image myself, but I am not quite sure what he had in mind regarding naming conventions, so we'll have to wait for him. Okay, Yuri just pasted a link in the chat room showing a error message from Mellum, and I'll just share this on the screen so everybody can see it. There we go. So, Yuri, does this mean that the hard disk is broken?
No. I'm just trying to mount it manually and look
Well, there's a
for...
bunch of I/O errors in there, so I'm wondering if something's...
Yes, I have seen it, but I don't mean that's really means it's hardware errors.
Okay.
I'm just looking right now. Maybe it's just a cable to ESDB. I would suggest that Hetzner should take care of ESDB cable or HDD. I cannot do here something.
Okay, so you believe it's a damaged cable or broken hard disk?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Stefan. How can I log in to a local X server?
What exactly do you mean?
Well, I mean log in to a locally running X server with Litium, for instance. Probably by using XDMCP.
Oh,
Yes. Or maybe with
well,
just export X server variable display.
yeah, you would have to export the display variable, and probably you need an authentication cookie or some authorization cookie for it.
But I can't really log in because the Litium greeter is running as the Litium user or root. I don't know.
Okay. You have Lightroom. You have a
Yeah,
login manager running. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Um, and that's probably too early to run X11 VNC, I guess.
Yeah.
In that case, you would probably have to stop the login manager
Mm-hmm.
and run start X from the command line.
Okay. Yeah, that would probably work, but
That will usually end up with a complaint that StartX is limited to local users. So
mm-hmm,
you'd have to
mm-hmm,
work around that.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, before you start trying all this out, I'm done checking the power machine. I have shut it down,
Ah, okay.
and it would be cool if you could create a
Yeah, okay.
snapshot image from it.
Yeah.
I do know how to create the image, but I did not want to mess with your naming conventions.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay. So that's been the okay. So you okay? Mm-hmm. It's a stable machine. Okay. Um.
It's already shut down, so all you have to do is
Yeah.
press the snapshot
Yeah.
button and give it a proper name.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And just to keep you in the loop, Yuri has been trying to get Mellum running,
Mm-hmm.
and it throws an error message about an I/O error on dev SDB. So
Uh-huh.
it's either a broken cable or a damaged hard disk.
Okay.
So, Yuri, did you open a new ticket, or should I write an email using the ticket number from the existing one?
Write email to existing one. I mean, it's just
Okay.
it can be the same problem.
Okay.
Just a minute. You need smart information for it. Just a moment. Here's serial number. From the next page, you can take a serial number and error message. Drawing on Melum.
Oh, Samsung spin point. Interesting. Yuri?
Yes.
I do not see a message saying smart passed or smart failed. I do see the smart log, but not the status of the disk.
Yes. Should I run the long test?
I don't think we have to run the long test yet, or any of the tests. There's just one line saying smart status okay or passed or failed or about to fail, and I'm missing that in your output, and I'm a bit confused as to why. Let me see if I can create the same as for my machine. Smart.
Just a moment. I can here.
So smart control -a/dev/sdb should return a section start of read smart data section.
Yes,
Smart
yes,
all has-
yes.
Okay.
It's exactly the same command what I wrote.
Yeah, but your
Just
log file
yes, it was not complete output what I
Okay.
have pasted. Here is new version with errors.
Okie doke. Let's see. Okay, so so it is throwing error messages, but it's still not reporting the status as okay or broken or whatever. Huh, very weird. Anyway, that should be good enough for a ticket. So let's copy this block as well. Scroll. This one. This one. This one. And send. Okay, Mike just announced that he'll be here in half an hour, and I hope that Heinz can make it by 1930 as well. Okay, some statistics. The first Buster build in a while, and this time happening straight from the X2Go Git repo, took 32 minutes. and I'm just going to run it again to see how much performance the apt proxy or apt cache brings. Let's see how this does. Yep. There we go. Next run in progress. And time to update the wiki. There are instances. OpenStack. So while this build is still running, I'm going to take a look which machine I can use for testing it later on. I will need the thin client and another keyboard. Okay, here's the keyboard. Which power supply switch? This one goes out. This one goes in. Oh. Here. Oh crap. There we go. Come on. And there. Okay. Here's this lighting up. It's not good. Hello there.
Hi.
Hello, Heinz.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Hey, Mike.
Jetzt müsstet ihr mich hören.
English, please.
Test, Test, Test.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Moin, moin. Könnt ihr mich hören denn?
Ja.
Ihr sagt immer nur
Yes.
English, please. We have English-speaking visitors.
Okay, sorry. So I'm still stuck at a customer site. And I'd like to leave here in 20 minutes. Let's be fast, please.
And we just lost Heinz.
Hi, Vadim.
Hey. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, we haven't. Well, it wasn't Fostem time, so.
Yep. I'm going this year as well, by the way, or next year.
Yeah, my wife won. She has a training at several weekends the year, and one of the weekends was first weekend of February, and I said, "You're kidding," but she won. It's important for her job, so
Had it.
yeah. So I go 20. So and I said, the next 10 years, while the little one is still sort of needs care, can't stay at home alone. The first weekend of February is mine, and if you book it, if you double book it, you have to handle it.
Well,
So
I'll be
So
pretty
the
busy
next
anyway.
10 years, yeah, the next 10 years of Fostem should be safe.
Excellent. So yeah,
Heinz, your camera is on. I don't know if you intended this.
Oh, well,
I
guess
have
it is.
bought tickets right now to Fostem, but I'm looking for a coordination where I can stay there. Can you say something? It's possibility to stay there on site?
No, it's a university. But well, I used to have a good hotel, but when I asked in September, when it wasn't clear that I couldn't go, it was already booked. I think I advertised it too much, and I also met other people who really liked it there. So it's booked anyway, so I won't advertise it because I'm scared of people blocking it next year. I have to book 2024 much earlier.
Well, it's Brussels. There's a lot of hotels over there. It shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah. So Brussels has some nice locations for accommodation. Okay. So I'm sorry, but sort of my itinerary is sort of like this, and I'm really stuffed with work. So I'd really like to be on point here. So Stefan, let's start the topic, please.
So I'm just sharing my screen, and you should see the agenda for tonight. I think we should start with an overview: which service is which instance, think DNS name, then which instance is running on which physical host, and which physical host belongs to whom, think admin C or person paying the bills. After that, which additional DNS aliases are defined for one and the same box, like www and wiki point to the same machine at the moment. Code X2Go org and Git X2Go org seem to be the same. And then let's move on to the current issues like hosting costs, old hardware, lack of redundancy, and access to some boxes / services being limited to one person. I believe Heinz is the only one who has access to DNS at the moment. And how we can get all this untangled and resolved.
Mhm.
I have
So-
a
so-
whiteboard on GridPad. I'm going to post the link in the chat here in a moment. So if anybody wants to get creative, we can also go for a graphical explanation of sorts.
Mm.
So who's going to start?
Yeah, I can start. Can you show me your slides again, please?
You want to go with the slides. So let's take
Mm.
this here.
Okay, so
It's
basically,
it's a wiki, so you have edit rights too. You could I don't know if it's easier if you just type in what you know, or if you tell me what I should type.
like I can't write and talk at the same time. So you can show me the editable part, and then we can discuss that. So DNS, I think it's hosted by Hetzner or at Hetzner. Heinz, correct me if I'm wrong. And Heinz is currently the single point of failure. So if we need a DNS adaptation, there's only one person. And is it sort of in your personal space, Heinz, at Hetzner's, or is Heinz still here? I can't. Yes, I can see him, but we can't hear you in case you're speaking. No, we can hear you.
He's showing up as logged in and with a good quality connection, but I can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, the wrong mic, sorry. Okay, yes.
There's currently only one mic in the room, so there can't be a wrong mic.
I didn't want to make that joke.
It didn't work for me. Okay, that's true. It's a personal account, and in the past there were some services I had running with some of my old colleagues from the time we have founded X2Go. Those are all gone. It should be possible to have the DNS on a separate LXC or Docker container, and to have access to more than me or and Alex. Alex is not here at the moment, I think.
No.
He has a complete backup credentials. He can get into the account too. And yeah, it's the extended interface of Hetzner, which is like a bind file where you can put plain text on it. And okay, I don't think it's very clean at the moment, and I agree it should be accessible to the people who are really needing access to the entries. Yeah, you should think about if it is a good idea to have it on an account like Hetzner. In my opinion, it should be an container or something else which can be much better accessed and orchestrated.
I've got quite good experiences with hidden primary setups, so that the that the LXC container, whatever we have, is not always queried, but it's just if and there are sort of slaves in front. Slave isn't a bad word. Secondaries in front, so they are exposed to the internet, mostly run by huge providers like Sluntech or something, and then they only ask our server if they don't know the answer yet. So it's a caching and a security mechanism, so we won't have to cope with DDoS attacks and stuff like that. That shall be handled by the provider then who runs the secondaries. So that's my recommended setup.
Okay.
And maybe Orca could be the account holder. I don't know. So that's not tied to a person, but to the association. And then there is a few people who can be responsible and have the credentials. That's my suggestion for that.
Yuri just asked in the chat, what about hosting a DNS zone on https dsec.io?
It's just an association for DNS hosting, free DNS hosting provider, based on open source software, and we can just hosting a domain on Hetzner or something like that, and DNS zone we can host on DSEC and share this account for DNS zone management.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For deeper thoughts about the things about X2Go, I think Alex still has some services running on it, and I have to talk to him before changing the whole thing. So I think these are good ideas, but we have to talk to him.
Yeah. Okay. And ideally, we migrate everything as is. So if it's a bind configuration, then we can simply copy paste it, because at least
but it needs to be cleaned. There are a lot of things no longer existent anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good point of time to clean it up then. Okay, so so Yuri, could you book us a DSEC account for Oka? And
Yes, I can do it.
And arrange everything so that, and it should not be, it should be really a NGO account, Vereins account.
Okay.
And then we think who sets up the container with the DNS primary in it or so. Is the hidden primary setup something that others here have good experiences with?
I have done this, but not on DSEC.
Yeah, you actually have to.
It was on another.
Yeah, it's a setup which is quite common meanwhile, but I check with the provider and ask them before you book the account if they support a hidden primary setup. Because if they don't, then okay. And once we have that, I can discuss with Alex, or I don't know, sort of I can you can set up the bind 9 machine as well, or I do it, so we can sort of.
It's no problem for me. I can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Question from Heinz. Account still on Hetzner, but a name server on the new provider. Is that correct?
So that the ownership and everything else stays the same at the moment, and I only have to talk with Alex about the hosting of the name server services. It's correct, I think. Okay for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have Yapsand. Yapsand runs the website, which is the wiki. Yapsand is our Jenkins server, and Yapsand is also the major Jenkins node.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wiki, Jenkins, and Git are services, are instances, no, are services running on the same instance and are running directly on a physical.
Not Git. Wiki
Git is-
and Jenkins.
Wiki and Jenkins. Okay, they
Well,
are running.
And the
Hello.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So Wiki and Jenkins are running on bare metal, right?
Yeah.
On the same bare metal.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's bare metal. Yapsand?
Yapsand.
I'll just do a quick save and then I'll be back in edit mode. Wrong button. This one. So Wiki and Jenkins are on bare metal and on Japsand. What about Git?
So Git is Ymir. And that's a VM, a KVM machine on one of my Hetzner root servers. Okay. And same applies for.
Wait. So Ymir is the bare metal and Git is running in a KVM?
No. Ymir is KVM. And the bare metal doesn't concern here.
Okay.
And I'm a single point of failure for the VM. So that could be, we could think about moving it to another VM, but with a hosting account and the front end like the Hetzner Cloud or DigitalOcean or whatever. And so and it goes on. So Git, and do a new line, please. Code is an alias for Git. Just we don't have any different service running for code.x2go.org. It's Git is actually redirecting to code x2go.org.
And what about packages?
Packages is also Ymir, but it's a different service because it's a different software. It's WebPepro that's running or that's used for managing the repository, but it's also Ymir. So then we have bugs, also on Ymir, yet another software. Okay, and then we have lists.x2go.org. Also KVM, it's all Ymir. And then with the packages, we also have snapshot packages x2go.org. What's the correct URL or the correct hostname, Mihai?
Archive, I think. Archive.packages.x2go.org.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Or no.
Maybe it's snapshot.
Archives. Packages.x2go.org.
And it's basically a copy, rsynced copy together of packages x2go and also on Ymir.
Okay.
And for Ymir, that's it.
Well, no, the archives are a different instance of everything else. Oh, snapshots, yeah. Snapshots.
Well, but it's also
Yeah.
in here. Is it just another directory?
Yeah. Okay, no, that's snapshots.packages.x2go.org. Yeah.
Okay, snapshots.
Yep.
X2Go.
Yeah.
So we have archives and snapshots,
No,
or
we don't have
Well,
archives.
We do have archives, but archives is just a different set of repositories to which I move packages that have been
Ah.
archived manually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have both.
alrighty, hold on. Let me just fix this. Snapshots, plural?
Yeah.
Yep.
Snapshots, packages. Okay. So this is everything Ymir.
Just a question. These KVMs, they are running via FlipViot or?
Yeah, Litbit.
So the way I understood, Mike, is that there's one single KVM called Ymir, and it's running all these services.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's
Okay, thank you.
basically Apache configs for virtual hosts and some software behind it that provides the data, that organizes the data, like the repository software RepRepro, like the debug software, like
Mailman.
Exactly. Mailman, yeah. Mailman is also problematic because we will lose it at some point, because Mailman 2 is being decommissioned these days.
Mhm.
And Mailman 3 is not mature enough yet. Or it's sort of, I'm using it at customers, but it sucks. It really needs love.
While you're discussing this, I'm just doing a quick save again.
Yeah.
In case my machine gets a hiccup here. So, and back in edit mode. So Heinz currently has 2 machines, Yapsand and Melum, right?
Correct.
So let me just add this down here. So we have email KVM belong to Mike.
And Mihai is co-admin. So he has root access and everything.
Thanks. So this should do it. So what is running on Yapsand?
Yeah, we already said it. The wiki and the Jenkins.
Right, we're up
And
there.
that includes a virtual machine for Windows, if I remember correctly, Mihai. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
For doing Windows builds of X2Go kernel.
Which is kind of
It's
still running Windows 7 and
yeah, it's not well maintained really.
So this is a KVM, I guess.
Yeah.
KVM. And this is a Jenkins slave or manually operated?
no, it's both. I mean, it's manually operated, but Jenkins is also having access to it.
And its main use case. There's a Jenkins agent running on it. Slave is not the best word. Agent. And Jenkins can trigger build jobs on the Windows machine. Is that still a functioning setup? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Why not?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just old, and I'd have to upgrade to Windows 11 and redo everything, but so far it's still working.
I have heard voices that one should skip 11 and wait for the next version.
Okay, so these two are the only services, or the only 3 services on Yapsand: the wiki, the Jenkins master server, whatever, and the Windows machine.
Yeah, and Jenkins is also doing the build. Yapsand is also doing the build jobs themselves. So, so the Jenkins is the front end. The Jenkins has nodes, and the host where Jenkins is installed is a default node as well.
Mhm.
So there is a special setup, build scripts, etc., on Yapsand that allow us to do all these various builds. So that means Debian and no, Ubuntu not, but Debian builds, and then OpenSUSE. There is the OBS build tool on it. There is mock for doing Fedora builds on it. So it's quite a complex intertwined setup for the build stuff. And we have one more service that we don't host, and that is Launchpad, which is doing the Ubuntu builds.
Okay. Okay. So that's it with Yapsand.
Yeah. And GitLab is Mellum to complete that, and it's bare metal. Is it? Yeah, it is.
GitLab is not really bare metal. Mellum is bare metal, and GitLab is LXC instance on it.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
With an individual IP or using the host IP?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Okay, I should add that these are owned by Heinz. So anything else on Mellum? Heinz?
No.
Yet.
Not.
Okay.
Back to Mike. The Mike. Okay. I don't know if there's anything left. I don't think so.
No.
Mellum is a very, very old machine, and I don't know what's wrong at the moment with it. Somebody has triggered some remote hands by Hetzner,
Yeah.
and I have elongated the hosting 2 times because to keep it running. But it's really, really an old machine and not that.
We've had hardware failures with it. It hasn't been responding to anything for the past 6 months.
Okay.
And yesterday, Stefan
Okay.
and Yuri created these bug reports with tickets with Hefner, and
Okay.
they changed the whole machine, but the hard disks. And
Yeah.
we're now seeing issues with the hard disks, which could either mean that the disks are broken or that the SATA cable is broken already. Something
Okay.
like that.
And Hetzner has replied to the ticket and has suggested they want to swap out the entire disk, and that we need to confirm with them that it's okay for us to lose all the data on it.
Which is
If
not
it's
ideal.
exactly this disk with his serial number, it's okay. Yes, it's just mirror with SDA.
Okay, so I can tell them to do it whenever they're ready, and we're okay with them swapping it out.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll reply that immediately.
Quite expensive for this performance, so maybe we should think about a better machine for this one.
Hetzner have raised prices, and right now it's something about 45, I mean, or do you know the exact price for this machine?
This was bought on Serverbörse.
Mm.
It even was old when I got it, so it's not in the class of Japsand. It's really, really a cheap machine.
Okay, I just told them that they can replace the hard disk, and we're going back to the agenda tab. I'll save
So,
this.
Evan, do we want to put down who has access to what?
We can do this, of course. How limited is your time?
Yeah, it is very limited. So I have
Because the
one.
more pressing issue, I think, is getting the servers sorted out, especially in regards to pricing and performance. So if to me it looks like Mellum is a dead horse and we should stop beating it.
Maybe you're right.
So the question is, can we agree on some kind of setup that is both affordable for Olka / Heinz / Mike, and brings the performance that we need, and possibly even some redundancy. I'm not talking about shared responsibilities for admin accounts. I'm talking about hardware redundancy here.
Well, so hardware redundancy means that we have a backup. So we have a service on host A and host B. We have a similar setup, but that's not activated.
Mm.
I mean,
The way I
yeah.
understood what Heinz said is that Mellum is rather expensive and
Well, it's
not really
expensive for its hardware, yeah. So we could
and not
get the
really
same. We could get
good
better hardware for the
performance.
same price right now.
Correct.
So,
Yes. I added
so the
the
question
prices
I have,
in the chat.
folks, the question I have is, can we consolidate services that are currently running on Yapsand and Mellum onto one new machine
Nope,
that is
I
cheaper
don't want to do
than,
this.
than both machines combined at the moment, yet still has at least the same performance? And if so, we could take the money that we would be saving by this for a secondary machine that could act as a hot spare, failover, backup, whatever.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, the build server has to be, well, a dedicated server in any case. So you can't actually um, you yeah, that won't work because the build machine needs a lot of power and it's also hogging disk IO and stuff like that. So you don't want to have other services running on it. I actually don't even want to have the wiki running on it, but the wiki is, well, pretty lightweight in terms of IO requirements and everything else. So that's still fine, but you know, it would be better to move it to the other machine that does everything else. Because if we are already hosting web services on Wymer or on the machine that will take over Wymer, then it would make sense to also move the wiki over there.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah, but you don't want to have a build server and everything else on the same machine.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work very
So
well.
what we can consider actually is also a more, well, more modern setup. So we are planning to move everything to GitLab. GitLab has CI support. Jenkins can be hooked into GitLab as a CI worker. Um, and and Jenkins can be the Jenkins builds can be spread out on different nodes. So the current challenge on Yapsand is that we build OpenSUSE packages and that we build Fedora packages and deb packages on a Debian, which is, well, okay. At that
It works,
time,
but
it was a nice challenge and it works, and Mia has been maintaining it. But it's absolutely more intelligent to have an OpenSUSE leap and build OpenSUSE packages there, and to have a, I don't know, Rocky Linux or whatever, and build the Fedora family RPMs there. So, and then hook hook them into Jenkins and let Jenkins orchestrate those nodes and build the different pieces of software on those nodes. Other option could be, and this is actually only for release. So if we want to have something like CI in place, yeah, but basically we then need a deb build and an RPM build and check if they actually succeed. But maybe not all, maybe just tumbleweed and unstable or testing, Debian testing builds or something. So that we, for merge requests, that we don't have like all the different distribution targets built against, but only the most modern ones. But then with the release, we realize we'll do nightly builds, so everything that gets merged could then have effect. So it needs some intelligence to put in there. But basically, it would be good to have a setup where we don't focus on bare metal hardware so much, in my opinion, but that we consider using already virtualized services and that we book the performance we want. So if we want a build node, we book a fast VM and then it has really strong CPU time, and we could, yeah. And for the web services, we need bandwidth, and we need download gigabytes of download that are free in the tariff. So they all have different demands, and the way we hook stuff together should be more lightweight and more spread across several nodes. So there could be LXC containers on bare metal, but it could also be that we utilize cloud services from, for example, Hetzner or other providers, where we
And that's exactly my point. I mean, I understand that we may have services that require bare metal, like you have explained with the package build service on what was it, Jobsund. But
Stefan, just a sec. Another challenge. I don't have my charger with me, and my battery is out.
ouch.
So I have to relocate to my office, and I can join you in 20 minutes or so again, or 15. But actually, I also have to do other stuff. So question is, do you need me for anything tonight here?
It would be cool if you could prepare to log in once you get back to your charger. But we may be able to dismiss you after 5 minutes or so if you're lucky.
Okay. I'll do so. So see you in quarter of an hour or something.
Okay. Until then.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Oh, Heinz needs to leave as well in about 10 minutes.
The time where the phone is ringing. So maybe it's a bit longer, but yeah. I don't know. I think I said about a quarter past 8.
Okay, so the thing is, can we move to containers that are not hosted on bare metal that is owned by one of us for most of our services? I understand that for package building we need a bare metal machine, but I don't see why we would need bare metal for all the other virtual instances that we have.
Because we already have experiences with virtualized machines, and they don't seem to be working very well, especially for the package repositories.
Okay. Tell me, what did I miss?
Well, you've missed all the trouble that Mike has had with Wymer, obviously.
Wymer is a KVM machine, he said,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
And
would we need KVM, or could we do with something more lightweight, like LXC, or maybe just a hosting offer for
I don't
web
know,
services?
but the point is that I mean, if you'd still need a bare metal machine under that we control, because you can't just
Why?
put it. Well, because you don't know what the host is doing and how it's affecting our VM if you don't control the host.
Sometimes you have really the problems that you can reproduce only on real hardware. You cannot reproduce it in LXC container, something like that. Yes. Just my opinion to it is a lot of stuff can run on virtualized machines, something like provider XYZ, and we need KVM for Windows, and maybe we need KVM for some testing stuff. Thank you.
So, Heinz, you're currently the one footing the bill for Yapsand and what happened now?
Only for Japsand. Oh, and Melon, yeah.
For Yapsand and Melon.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions? Like, if you were free to choose, what would you do? How would you consolidate services? Where would you use bare metal? Where would you use KVM instances rented directly from Hetzner? Where would you use LXC or the web offering, etc. pp?
I really can understand the thing about the unanswered question about I/O and other things on hosted machines, like not pinned CPUs and everything else. So if you want to have a real power and reserved power you can really use in the cloud, it's quite expensive. You get near to the fact that almost again the price of a bare metal machine. But on the other hand, you get a lot of services and options to restore your machine and to have your hands-on machine. So it's quite a difficult question, and I really would like to have a look on if we maybe get some cheaper hardware by looking out for ARM or MIP services, and we are not bound to the Intel and AMD universe. So maybe it's possible to have a look on such machines because they're running really, really fine. My wife is working for a big warehouse hosted online, and they do a lot of stuff now with non-Intel machines, and it's amazing about low power consumption and low prices in operation. But I really don't have experience at the moment and an idea where you get those machines. Sometimes there's a test drive on different providers, OVA and others. Maybe we just can get it cheaper by have a look on the market. But again, if you have some money on spending on it, you can get some really good machines that are virtualized, but they have pinned the resources to the machine.
I guess one problem with ARM-based bare metal would be that we can't use it for the build services?
No, the
Because
build service must stay the same. So for the build service, I don't see any opportunity. Correct. So Hetzner is really, I would say, a good partner on hosting such machines. But if anybody has a better experience with some other guys, please let me know. Yeah. But the building versus, yeah. Cool.
okay, so build services remain on Intel and need to remain on bare metal. But do we really need?
We just can get it cheaper by have a look on the market. But again, if you have some money on spending on it, you can get some really good machines that are virtualized, but they have pinned the resources to. I don't see any opportunity for the build service.
Now you're gone.
Yes.
Oh.
Why? That
sorry,
wasn't me.
That was me. I'm actually. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
So some record of mine.
Stuff. Yeah. Okay. Not quite sure why I'm even hearing that, because VNC shouldn't actually give me audio, but it did for some reason.
Okay, so anyway, so one plan could be to leave build services on the bare metal machine, to maybe run the KVM instances either on another or the same bare metal or as a hosted office somewhere, and move all the other stuff that we see here that doesn't need bare metal onto something that might even be ARM based. So GitLab. Wait, this is email. Yes.
I am not sure if GitLab support ARM-based architecture for installation.
Okay, so what would be left? We would basically free up resources on Yapsand by moving it away to some other machine. We could move the wiki. Would it be possible to move Jenkins, or would Jenkins also need to be directly on bare metal?
Jenkins needs to be on bare metal.
Because I
If it's
understood
actually
you
building. Well, I mean,
the
it doesn't
package
have
build
to be.
services need to
Yeah.
be on,
Well,
but
Jenkins
Jenkins
itself doesn't have to be on bare metal, I guess, but yeah, it doesn't have to be on bare metal if we're not spawning workers for the builds on the same machine.
I think nobody wants to touch Jenkins at the moment while it's running. I think we should have a new architecture done in the back, not yet on production.
Okay, so then the next question would be from Mike once he returns is that's
sorry.
Heinz call. Yeah, Heinz muted himself, so I guess that was his call. So I guess the next question would be for Mike once he returns. If we should/need to move the services that are currently running on email to a different machine. if they can stay where they are, then I don't see why we would be in a hurry to change anything, um, except for the GitLab and Malum issue. Okay, so Heinz just wrote that he's reading the chat. So I'll just copy what I said. There we are again. Okay, so okay, so the next question would be from Mike once he returns. There we go. Do we have a need to migrate services away from Ymir? If so, we should look at a machine that can replace Malum and host GitLab as well as all the services we need to move away from Ymir. If we can just leave things as they are, I wonder if maybe we could move GitLab away into some provider-hosted LXC or similar. Because at the moment, with Malum being down for 6 months and only hosting a GitLab instance that didn't really do anything good for us so far, I can totally understand Heinz's position that this thing is costing us too much.
I mean, 6 months, nobody have used GitLab, yes? And it's really good solution for us. I'm not sure.
Well, we never declared GitLab productive. Uli did file some pull requests or something, I think. But we never said that this GitLab instance was ready to be used. So my gut feeling is we should indeed move towards GitLab, but GitLab does not have to be on Malum. And if it has to or if we move it to another newer bare metal based virtualization solution, or into some provider based hosted LXC or whatever, or KVM, that's something that we should discuss. And for that, we need to hear back from Mike if he wants us to move services away from UMIA, because that will influence our decision on whether we will use a new bare metal machine as a base for it, or if we'll go into virtualized / cloud services. Anyway, while we are waiting for Mike to return, let me check what happened here on the build server. So I have a second build, which was marginally faster, 29 minutes instead of, I think, 32. Yep, 32 minutes, 41 seconds. 29 minutes, 10 seconds. So not much of a difference there. And next, I will edit the config and have it build a bullseye version directly from the from code X2Go org. And let's see how long this one will take. Oh, and the power image is still uploading. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it logged me out.
Nope. Yeah, it locked me out too. So yeah, I forgot about that. Let me check it, please. Okay. Don't think that I can get recording working. Yeah, okay. So that's done, so I will just restart it.
Okie doke, so I can mark this as done. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I have also received word from Clemens. He says he doesn't need his OpenStack account anymore. So I will contact Ozu Oslo and ask them to transfer it to Yuri.
Can't you just do this yourself? Because you're the manager for this.
Am I? Okay, let's see.
I think you are, yeah.
Okay, let me see.
Or maybe not. I don't remember really.
We'll see. Paste. This one. Okay, where would I need to go? Users.
Users,
sounds
yeah.
interesting.
Identity.
Okay, so users only shows my own account.
Okay. That's
Which would
also
probably
true for
indicate that
me.
I'm not
Yeah.
a manager.
Yeah.
What can I do
Okay.
here? Settings.
So yeah, that won't work.
These are my personal settings. I can change my password. What happens if I click my name here?
Okay.
Okay, I'm not authorized to do this. Okay. So I guess I will have to email them. There's no way around that. Nope. So I'll shoot them an email.
Oh, I see.
Hmm?
No, OBS is wait. Let me just disable the preview. Full screen windowed. Scene. Oh. Stefan,
Yes.
can you give me a YouTube streaming key for later?
I can. The
But do
question
you
is,
want to?
should I do?
I don't know. Oh no, wait, let me check the encoding first. Nope. Still not good enough. Oh, okay.
So, ich bin nochmal da.
Ja.
Wunderbar. Wir haben eine Frage und ich wechsle wieder auf Englisch.
Ah,
The
stimmt.
question would be, do we have a need to migrate services away from EMEA? If so, we should look at a machine that can replace Melon and host GitLab as well as all the services we need to move away from EMEA. Or if we can just leave things as they are, because I wonder if maybe we could move GitLab away into some provider hosted LXC, KVM, or similar. If we need another new bare metal machine anyway, then we need to take that into consideration regarding the sizing requirements. If all we need is a different machine for GitLab because Melon is too expensive, then we don't necessarily need another new bare metal machine. Mike? Hello?
So, obviously I was gone.
Yeah, trying again. Did you hear what I just asked? Or were you already gone by the time I asked?
Yeah, I heard half of it, I think. Like to my
Okay.
I wanted to say GitLab is quite resource intense. And so so the question, I think we have to ask another question first. Do we want to do a proper CI building setup?
That's something
So
that probably Mihai. That's probably a question that Mihai is most competent to answer.
Probably.
So we want people to file merge requests, and we want to have continuous integration running when these merge requests come in. So that means we have to build our stuff, which means we want to make sure that apart from X2Go client, most of X2Go is script based. So we are not so much interested in compiler results, but we are more interested, in summary, of packaging results. So does the packaging still work? If we add a file, if we remove a file, if we change code, it's probably still working, but we can't really test the code change because it's Perl or Bash or Python. We could run quality checks on code, which we maybe don't want to start as a first thing because it will probably explode. So, for example, one suggestion could be to turn, well, if we, for example, if we keep Yapsand, to move the Jenkins building stuff away from Yapsand, and we could migrate services there if we need to, and then have, or we could also leave Jenkins as a web UI on Yapsand, but move the build jobs away from Yapsand. So, and then I'd recommend for GitLab, I recommend having something really standalone, like not bare metal, but GitLab definitely needs its own system, own IP address, its own container, its own host in some way. And also, so one question could be if we could actually, we don't need bare metal for that. So I actually have my GitLab. I have it in a KVM hosted myself, but I have also seen people who have a GitLab in the Hetzner cloud. They actually have a one-click app to deploy GitLab, and then have a host like Melum, next Melum, to have the workers on it, the build workers. And but then choose a setup that is extendable. So another option would be the build workers could also be VMs, so that we start with a certain setup and add more nodes if we need. And this could be something where we could ask for hosted for sponsored hosting, so that everything that is stateless in a way. So a job runs, and when the job is done, everything can be removed again, and only the artifacts get collected by GitLab, and the build results or packages get uploaded to a package repo, but we don't need the change root anymore. Everything sort of gets created on demand and gets dropped on when things are over. That could be run on virtual machines directly booked at, I don't know, Hetzner, DigitalOcean, whoever, probably somewhere in Europe. So that we would actually, if we wanted to keep a bare metal machine, we could simply keep Yapsand.
Mm-hmm.
But Yapsand would be more the web server of the X2Go project. Web server, and maybe we can migrate. So the problem with EMIR is we had several hiccups in the past, in the near past. They got reduced by newer hard drives. So it's not SSD yet. It's still a hard drive, and it's also the root server is also booked at Hetzner. So and they we had them both replaced. So it was most of the storage is on 2 disks, RAID 1, and both were really slow. So you could see the first sync would take ages after the first hard drive had been replaced, and the second was really fast, like 5 times faster. So we have faster I/O, and still 3 nights ago, I had to kill the KVM process and reboot again.
Mm-hmm.
And the host is a Debian stable at the moment. So, and it's the only VM that's causing trouble. And I don't know. I'm not sure why. Is it? Do we have? Actually, maybe if I'm not really good at sort of checking how much traffic I have and how good or how malign the traffic is. So if Mia, maybe we could both take a look at that. That might be interesting.
But we do want to move from YMIR anyway, because
Yeah.
well, you're responsible for it, and you're also responsible for the bad email stuff that gets through it
Mm,
and into it.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I need to leave now. Okay. Bye, Heinz. Heinz, just a sec. I sent you an email earlier this evening because I forgot about the packaging request you sent me. So let's see if it's still needed, and let's discuss it maybe the coming days. Maybe he has heard it, maybe he has not. Yeah, the other problem is the mailman thingy. So is it so that I think mailman has been removed from Bullseye already, and Buster is the last Debian? Let me just check. Mailman 2, that is. Yeah, it's in Buster. Buster was the last version of Mailman 2 and available in Debian. The
Well,
last.
I heard there's this guy somewhere in northern Germany that works on Debian LTS, so I guess the problem is not that
That guy is
pressing
not
it.
working on LTS anymore.
Ah, too bad.
Yeah. But in fact, it's in LTS. It's in LTS support, and I think even in ELTS for stretch. So yeah, I think we can live with it for a few more years, but we have to, if we want to keep mailing lists alive, we have to migrate to Mailman 3 at some point, or something completely different, Simper, or don't know. I've not taken a look at other solutions really than Mailman 2 and 3.
The Linux user group Stuttgart is using Sympa, I believe. So
Yeah.
maybe Yui has some experience with that?
Yes. Um, a little bit. Linux user group Stuttgart is using it. Christian Rechtenwald is administrating it. And yes, also it's work very good, but not with Debian packages.
That shouldn't be a problem really, but so the question is, can we migrate stuff? And do we want to migrate? I mean, mailing list content is good to have an archive of.
Yes, but maybe it should not really be a real archive. Maybe we should not merge old stuff with new stuff. We can just archive old Mailman 2 and start a new era with Sumpa or Mailman 3.
Yeah. So Mailman 3 has a migration scenario, so you can actually migrate everything. Because
Archives,
it's the same. It's the same developers.
yes, but archives, it was just a plugin. I mean, or I am wrong here.
Sure, what do you mean?
Mail archives from mailing lists.
In
Org or mail archive com, something like this.
well, no, so you mean in Mailman 3?
Yes.
Yeah. So Mailman 3 is a bit more modular. So you have the core, and you can control the core with the command line interface, and the command line interface is not part of the core. It's already using the REST API. So you have a core with REST API, and you have a command line interface speaking to the core via that. I think it's also using the REST API. Then you can have Postorius, which is the mailing list management frontend. And then you can have HyperKitty, which is the archive frontend. And
Okay.
there is another guy with a company in the background and developers in the background, and they have started working on a complete reimplementation of Postorius and HyperKitty in PHP, which the other one is Django. So, but the so I'm using the Mailman 3 Django front end at one school and for myself for testing purpose and for the school in production, and it's really a beast to maintain because it's like Django. What Django developers do, they stuff this Python module in and that and this, and there's a dependency tree which is awful, and the Debian maintainer is really puking when packaging and when updating packages because it's only just maintainable. It's hard to maintain. So
Did you migrated old archive from Mailman 2 to HyperKitty?
I haven't done yet that, but it should be possible because it's basically mbox files. What
Okay.
the Mailman 2 thing is mbox files, and I'm not sure about the Mailman 3, but I think I read about it that there is a migration path, not backwards but forwards.
Okay.
Okay, but this is just, I mean, there's so many steps to actually, or places to work on. I'd focus on the GitLab stuff really first for now. Um, so so Melon could actually be decommissioned. I mean, we are trying to repair it now, and if we cancel the contract once it's running again, okay, this is questionable. So would it make sense to keep it for
We
something?
we, we do want to get GitLab going. So for the moment, we need Melon for GitLab.
Okay, we
The
can. So
question
instead
is,
of
can we
booking,
migrate GitLab off of Melon
yeah,
into the cloud, hosted in Germany, that's important, but into the cloud, into
yeah,
some LXC container provided by Hetzner directly, or a KVM machine provided by Hetzner, or
hmm
what
yeah.
what
So
can we
Git
do to
GitLab has a
end up
GitLab
with a
has a
GitLab instance of our own, but not necessarily on Melon?
Yeah, so GitLab has a good backup and restore mechanism. So if you have to make sure that you have the same GitLab version on both ends, but then and you need root access to both ends. So it doesn't help to have a GitLab VM. You need root access to that machine. And if you have that, you can dump the complete state of a GitLab, copy it over as files, and restore on a different machine. And on that different machine, which is normally an empty GitLab, it will just dump the configuration that's there and replace everything with what you import. So that works. I mean, it has worked for me in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can't be sure with every version they release because they are really agile in development. It's going fast. Um. But basically, you can start setting up GitLab on Melon now and get it running, and at some point, yeah, take a cut and migrate it over.
Okay, so I guess we are done with your topic for tonight, unless you spontaneously decided to that you want to stay longer.
Now I
Um,
really I really need to fix stuff for a customer.
okay, so
Because
I will probably follow up by email later on tonight, tomorrow, and have you and Heinz and probably Mihai sort things out.
mhm, okay. So another important thing I think is the DNS stuff.
I don't know if
Um,
you've been monitoring the chat.
no,
Heinz and Yuri have been discussing DNS related stuff in a chat before while we were talking. So maybe your answers are already in there.
yeah.
Mike, you have means that you are using hidden primary setup always.
hmm
Um, what is your front end? I mean, did you use Git for all changes or sorry?
Well, on the hidden primary, it's a virtual machine, and it has named bind9 installed, the bind9 package from Debian, and there it's text files. So I SSH enter it, modify the text file, update the serial, restart or reload the zone, and then it triggers a sync with the secondaries.
It's default setup. Okay.
Yeah, just the default setup. No, nothing complex. And I use etc keeper to track my changes. It's a Git for etc basically. etc
Yes,
keeper.
I know that. We have
And
installed it on Melon and GitLab.
yeah, and the whole admin C and owner C and all these records that are related to the domain management, that gets configured with the provider. And I am with all my domains. I'm at schluntech.com, which is it's a one-on-one daughter, I think, or partner business, very old, just doing DNS, and also one-on-one is
I
actually.
I believe Schlund is actually the parent or the original company behind it. One
Yeah,
and one
Schlund and Schlundtech, and
was
one-on-one is also Schlund.
And
they
Auto DNS is all the same
Yeah,
company.
Auto
and
DNS
they
is.
they started buying several companies like PureTech. That's where my host used to be,
Yeah.
and they merged most of it under the one and one and later Ionos brand. But the original company behind it should be Schlund.
And Schlundtech is something, is a fork of that or something. I'm not quite sure, but it has been separate, and they support hidden primaries. Also, I have one customer who is at Auto DNS or Cloud DNS, Auto DNS, I think Auto DNS, and it was a bit complicated there, but it works as well. So same setup. You have 3 secondaries in front, and whenever the domain is queried, the secondaries are asked, and they have a copy. Actually, I was wrong when what I said before. When they have a copy of the complete zone file, and they answer the queries. And the hidden primary is only used for configuration and for triggering a sync with the secondaries. So whenever I restart my bind, well, I'm lazy. You can also update the zone with some command, but I restart bind because I'm a hidden primary anyway. No one is asking me, and then the hidden primary says to the secondaries, "Hey, folks, I have a new zone file. Want to have it?" And they say yes, and then so you don't see the traffic that is that your domain wants or is queried or something, but you have your hidden nice server that configures your DNS.
I have right in chat right now ns global.zone. It's Anycast DNS provider, um, just for free, um, from people who are serving that. And
Yeah, the problem is we have to. So there have been some, well, sort of brand issues or naming protection issues going on, Markenschutzrecht and stuff. And Heinz has been in contact with a lawyer in earlier times, and for the German jurisdiction, the X2Go is protected as a Werktitel, and and Heinz is requesting with everything we do to keep within Germany with whatever is
yes,
related to the name X2Go. So this is,
But
we have
but
to
isn't
be
that
make sure.
isn't that actually obsolete now?
I no, I don't think so.
Hmm.
I believe the other company that's using the name still exists.
Yeah, it's a Dutch coffee machine company or something, if I remember
No,
correctly.
it's some kind of online
Bank
trade
X2Go
platform.
broker.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we should simply follow Heinz wishes there and stay with German providers
Agreed.
so that we are in the German jurisdiction.
Yes, okay.
My suspicion is he won't let us have the domain if we do it differently, and I wouldn't do either. I mean, so I know Heinz like from 10 years ago and or so, and he was and I think by then it was settled already. So it was like more like 15 or 14 years ago, and it was a race, like X2Go was published as open source, and the other company came up with a name. So it was like one after the other, and both used this X2Go for completely different products. And Heinz could prove that they were earlier. So within Germany, X2Go um, received this protection status, um, Werkstitelschutz. Yeah, and I think um, he would not be interested in redoing this again because it was quite a waste of energy. Not a waste. I mean, he succeeded, but it consumed energy on his side. Okay. Have you discussed who's doing what, or is this the follow-up discussion, Stefan?
Pardon?
Have you discussed who is doing what regarding migrations and
That is
laying
what
hands
I
on?
would like to follow up via email. Like,
Okay.
Heinz is probably the one who knows best what Hetzner has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So he should compile a list of Hetzner's offers that look like they are suitable for us, and then we should discuss who does what and when.
Okay. So I'd sort of, I mean, time is always a limiting factor on my end, but I'd be interested in, GitLab CI setup, stuff like that, looking into that together with Miha and Yuri.
Well, that's not dependent on a server migration, so that's something that you can get your hands dirty on any time.
Yeah, but
Like,
first we have to.
We do need to get Melon back up and running again, but
Yeah.
after that.
So the question is, what we could do is, so we have all these Git hooks that do certain things, and we want to, we could say we migrate all the Git projects, and with that, the old bug tracker is turned into a read-only thing. And maybe with cleanups continuously whenever we find spam, but basically end of debugs. And with that, we would be done with the GitLab migration. Well, we have to trigger Jenkins builds, but that's basically, no, that's actually what I do on another project is I have a CJIT, or I have some sort of a Git mirror that's read only. And with the cron job, I pull I do just a pull on all the projects every 15 minutes. And how is it actually working? And yeah, and these scripts, they trigger the respective Jenkins jobs. So there could be some interim solution to have that in place. And then we have an equivalent of the current setup, but with GitLab functionality.
I have read that with new Jenkins Blue, you can
nice.
you can have Jenkins file in your Git repository, and it's pooling all the time. And if you have changes on some branches,
yeah,
it's built it on their side.
Yeah, and you also have to just give a GitLab base folder, like a GitLab group or subgroup, and it just looks at every project in there. So you don't have to set up individual. The problem is, so my suggestion would be actually to have the Jenkins builders, so a new one and an old one, to have them run in parallel for some time, because we want to be able to provide continuous package updates, like for Euler packages. So if we move to GitLab, we should get the GitLab instance attached to our Jenkins, because the setting up a Jenkins with Jenkins Blue and with we have so many repositories on Yapsand, or so many build jobs, and that could be so much. It could be really simplified. One repo, or actually in GitLab, one group, one build job, and this, or one build configuration. And in this build configuration, you have the Jenkins files, and the Jenkins files tell Jenkins what to do. And yeah, and this mostly could be an include of some other code, and this actually has the intelligence. So we're using that for the Ubuntu Touch UBports CI infrastructure, and It has proven well, and actually there we are about to migrate to GitLab CI YML. So, but this really ties the development into GitLab even more. So if you don't want that, then the Jenkins files are quite good solution. And the Jenkins Blue stuff is really great. Blue Ocean stuff. That's what it's called.
Yes,
It's
I
really
can Blue
nice.
Ocean, yes.
Yeah, and you can put your first we need to build a source package, then we need to build a do, and then maybe want to have ARM6. Actually, I have a ARM64 machine here now, which builds ARMHF and ARM64, and well, it doesn't do it yet, but it's planned to do that at the moment for the UbiPorts project. But I guess we could have more. It's like a 16-core machine, which is quite okay.
Ampere?
It's a Honeycomb, LX2 Honeycomb from SolidRun or by SolidRun. It's a nice machine. And then we could sort of attach our SUSE and OpenSUSE and Fedora and deb package builds. And in my opinion, the Launchpad maintenance has always been a hassle. Like when Canonical released something new, you had to touch all the repos and add the new Ubuntu version to each repo. So it was really, I mean, Mia has done it. I'm not sure if Yuri has done it as well.
Yes.
Oh, so it's and having one configuration, and it also builds the Ubuntu builds, and simply evacuate Launchpad could be an option too. Yes.
Oh. Is it just me or is Stefan? You're muted. Stefan.
I can see you. I can hear you. I can.
Okay.
Mike is
Oh, it
getting
was
a
just
little bit choppy
yeah.
at the moment.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I have to leave anyway.
Yeah. Just one more thing, Mike. We
Yeah.
discussed something a while ago. The packaging of X2Go Thin Client Edition Debian
TC
Live.
Live.
Oh, okay.
We should revisit that sometime. I understand that your calendar is or your agenda is full until the end of the year, but maybe.
Are you interested? Well, yeah, but are you interested in getting it into Debian for Debian 12?
Well, that would be the icing on the cake. But
yeah, but then let's do that as a first thing because the gates are closing for Debian 12. So and
yeah, but do you have the time for it?
Do you have a makefile or something?
No, we have to take a look at the current code together so you understand how it's used, and then you will have to package it, because I have never really done a Debian package before.
Yeah. Let's do so
Sorry.
suggestion. Yeah.
I would suggest, I mean, we have on Salsa something like live X2Go builder package. And I would just extend it and make it working for Bookworm if we can sponsor it to Bookworm. I mean, the last time for Bookworm was 1st December.
No,
I'm correct?
No, it's 12th. It's the transition freeze is 12th of January. So it would be good to have stuff in by then and have it migrated to testing. So Yuri, if you offer fixing the X2Go Live builder on Salsa, I'll be back from vacation on the 27th of December, and I can look at. I will definitely look at Debian stuff from then on for the next 2 weeks. And so if you have it ready then, and I mean ready is you have tested it, you have installed the package, you have created the TCE image from that. I won't check that. because I don't have time for that. But I will look at the packaging, make it formally correct, up to Debian unstable. After 5 days, it will be in Debian testing, and then we can fix stuff. So if stuff then is still broken, well, not broken, but sort of buggy here and there, this can still be fixed until the release, depending on how severe the bug is. But the overall thing, if you have it ready after Christmas, directly after Christmas, I can take over from there and do the upload, and only check it formally or formalistically. Not, I mean, I can't check the code. I don't have time to test the image creation. But
Should
so
I
leave that to
upload
you.
it to Mentors DebianNet?
No, just fix it in Salsa and ping me when
Okay.
it's done.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then we
Let's see
can.
how
So
that turns
when we
out.
have that done, Stefan, we can just copy over the Debian folder, change some bits and pieces there and here, and then we can also build it on the X2Go environment. Okay, I have to go now.
Yeah. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, so in the meantime, I have finished 2 Buster builds and 1 Bullseye build. The second Bullseye build is currently still running, I believe. Let me see. Yep, that one's still running.
Yay, my bookworm build is ready.
So one weird thing I'm seeing right now is that my Bullseye GCE build boots, and it does seem to load the config file, but X2Go client doesn't read it. That's a bit weird. So I guess that will be my homework for tomorrow to find out what's going wrong there. Okay, we're done with power machine number 2. We have the test builds going. I have fixed this item. We are still waiting to hear back from Hetzner regarding the disk change. I did get the autoresponder email that they received my okay for the change, but nothing has happened since. We've had the meeting with Heinz and Mike. So things are looking good for today. Do you want to continue for another hour or so, or should we just call it a day?
I'm open. I would test right now the new bookworm image.
Okay.
It's up to you. I can still be here and I can go offline.
Like if you want to keep us posted regarding your tests, then feel free to keep the meeting open and share your screen or tell us what you're doing. If you want to do it on your own, that's fine too. Then we'll call it a day. See you tomorrow. And it's like we do not have to extend each meeting until 10 p.m. No, it's not set in stone.
Okay, I would say I see you tomorrow.
Alrighty, see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye, Mihai. Bye, Vadim.